Sports.
We are Black Force. We are St. Louis.
Beautiful night for baseball here in the Gateway City as a homestand comes to a close. And tonight, game number 4, the Arizona Diamondbacks and the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinals' best record in baseball, not many long losing streaks, and trying to avoid a 3-game skid tonight. It's happened just one time this season, and that was in late April. And that is Rick Horton. I'm Dan McLaughlin. Welcome to baseball. And no doubt about it, the Cardinals are playing wonderfully well, taking away the last 2 games.
2 different kinds of losses in these last 2 games. One, a 14-inning loss, so you knew that was going to be done. Not really an emotional loss. It was maybe more of a physical one. The one here yesterday, a blowout. Again, not a lot of emotions to that. I expect the Cardinals to be able to bounce back.
Cardinals have one of the best young right-handers in baseball going tonight. He's fun to watch. Shelby Miller. We'll talk about him when we come back on Fox Sports Midwest.
This 22-year-old, not your normal 22-year-old, Shelby Miller leading the National League in earned run average. Opponents hitting just .203 against Miller. We'll have more from Busch after this.
Louis Cardinals. All the scouts have gathered from across the country and getting set to make their pick tonight. Cardinals own the 19th overall pick. I'd say they'd had some pretty good luck the last two 19th overall picks that they have had. Shelby Miller out of high school, Michael Walk out of Texas A&M, two guys you could build a franchise around. They're hoping for something like that tonight. A look at the War Room on Fox Sports Midwest. These, ladies and gentlemen, get together every Saturday, play a little old-time baseball. Saturday, play a little old-time baseball from the 1800s. Things have changed. Homestand highlights for 2013. Look at this. Launched. Right center. He's done it again against his former team. Back to a one-run Kansas City lead. Freeze. Base hit in the left. Wave him in. Here he comes. Throw from left field. We are tied. 3-3. Freeze delivers. Descalso. Base hit. One run is in. Here comes another. Daniel delivers. St. Louis has the lead. 4 runs in the home half of the 8th. Michael Walker made his much-anticipated Major League debut, and he lived up to the hype. The 21-year-old righty tossed 7 innings of 2-hit, 1-run baseball, and last year's 19th overall pick earned his first big league win. Descalso out to deep right field. This ball is off the wall. Up the middle, base hit. Carpenter drives it into left. 1 run is in. John Jay delivers his 24th RBI. The Cardinals have 4 hits here in the 3rd against Matt Dane and a 2-run lead. Gray, minutes 3-0 Cardinals. Adams base hit into right. It's another 2-out RBI. This time, Adams gets in the fun. Driven out to deep left center. That gets down. Cruz is going to have some fun as well. What an inning for St. Louis. Descalso, 2 hits alone in this inning. 7-0 St. Louis. After watching Miller toss 7 scoreless innings in Game 1 against the Giants, Wainwright threw his 3rd complete game of the season in Game 2. His 14th career complete game. Required only 106 pitches. Featured 10 strikeouts and only 1 run allowed. Here's Yadier Molina. Ground ball, and it's a base hit. They'll wave in Holiday. Ross fires Goes to the plate. It's in time. No, he's safe. 2-0 St. Louis. And Beltran delivers again. Throw by Parra. It is not in time. What a slide by Carpenter. Avoiding the tag. Molina drives it out to deep left field. It is gone. Home run for Yachty. It gets out in the blink of an eye. Launches this one. Right field line. Stay fair. Goodbye. Home run number 13. Cardinals take game one of the 4-game series 7-1. West, brought to you by Bud Light, the sure sign of a good time. Here we go. See your Mid-America Chevy dealer or log on to stlchevy.com. Dobbs Tire Auto Centers, #1 for quality tires and expert auto service. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, just no equal. Rick Horton, Dan McLaughlin with you. Jim Hayes as well. Al Roboski. And Scott Warman will be with you on the postgame show. The Cardinals trying to even up this series and even up the homestand as they take on the Arizona Diamondbacks tonight. Lineup for Arizona with Parra, Gregorius, and Goldschmidt, followed by Montero. He had last night off. Then PRADO, Kubel, Pollock, Pennington, and the pitcher Ian Kennedy, who's hitting just 143. The Cardinals defense, costly error last night by Holliday. His first, he's back in there and left. Then Jay in center, Craig is in right. Freeze, Descalso on the left side. Cosma gets the night off. Carpenter, Adams on the right side. Yachty's behind the plate. Suspension is over. And Shelby Miller is your Kia starter this evening.
Shelby beat the Giants on Friday, and not only has he been consistent, he's been consistently very, very good. 1.82 ERA, leads the National League. And Miller has shown very good fastball command. The fastball jumps on you about 94, 95. A lot of swings and misses from the young 22-year-old Texan.
Here is Parra, who made a sensational catch in this series while playing center field. He's back in right field tonight and has hit safely in 7 of his last 9. And a fastball at 92 misses. 6:16 with our first pitch here in the middle of America, and it's a beautiful night for baseball. Early start tonight and that can have an effect on this game when you talk about the sun for the second baseman and certainly the right fielder.
Shadow issues really illuminate that. You can see Matt Carpenter right now probably in the worst spot, really just on the edge between the sun and the shade.
As a team, Arizona is hitting .264 at 10 runs last night. That was the most they had scored at Busch Stadium, whether it was 2 or 3, since 2001. And Joe Kelly made that start last night for St. Louis as Kirk Gibson looks on. And Kelly gave the Cardinals pretty much what they needed. It was the rest of the bullpen, Randy Choate and Michael Clado, who since has been sent back to Memphis, that really struggled in game number 3.
Joe Kelly worked into the 6th inning and only gave up 4 hits. You really cannot ask for much more than what he was able to bring.
Fly ball out to center. John Jay on the move. He'll look up and it's off the wall. Plays it perfectly, and Parra into second base. Leadoff double for Arizona.
Parra does have 5 home runs. You don't really think of him as a power hitter, but he hit that ball square. Down and in. Well played, as you said, by John Jay, getting it in quickly. Parra runs well. Shelby Miller will have to pitch here in the first.
Didi Gregorius, 2 infield hits in this series. Before it's all said and done, have to put his name as a candidate for Rookie of the Year. The shortstop now playing every day for Kirk Gibson. Overall at .317. He's 4th among rookies in hits, and on the road he's been very good, hitting .351.
Matt Carpenter was the pin cushion in game 1 of this series, and it became Gregorius here last night, who got hit twice.
Here's a 1-0 pitch by Shelby Miller. The corners are in. That misses in. 2 balls and no strikes. We'll be in Cincinnati tomorrow night, first of 3 with the Reds. And game 1 will be seen right here on Fox Sports Midwest. Shelby Miller has been so good overall, but then you think about what he's done here at home. 21 2/3 scoreless baseball at home coming into play tonight. That includes his last start, game 1 of the doubleheader on Saturday. That was 7 innings, only 6 hits, and an 8-0 win over San Francisco. In the dirt. Just fighting it a bit here early on.
Also trying to be very conscious of being quick to the plate with Parra, who has 5 stolen bases on the year. Now he has been thrown out 7 times, which is a huge number. I don't think that's going to stop him from running going forward, but Shelby Miller has given up his share of stolen bases, and he's worked to be a little quicker to the plate.
A 3-1 pitch. Now it's 3-2. Gregorius was a former Red in their minor league system, part of the 3-team trade with the Indians, the Diamondbacks, and the Reds. Chu really the centerpiece of that deal as far as major league players are concerned. A lot of prospects involved in that. A 3-2 from Miller after a long look. Slap the other way, and Arizona is going to grab. You would think, no, they're going to hold up Parra, and Gregorius on his way to second. Safe. Heads up play. Boy, he can run. Speed, such a difference maker. Heads up play. Nobody out. It's a base hit. And now runners at second and third.
Thought it was possible that they could give Gregorius a double. And when's the last time you saw a guy not score from second on a double? Parra did not read that well off the bat. Holliday wasn't sure what base to throw to. Ends up throwing to David Freeze at third. in a close play at second base as Gregorius was on the move the whole time. Not sure why that's not a double, frankly, with the throw coming into the infield.
And in steps.
He never really stopped.
Nope. One of the hottest hitters in baseball, Paul Goldschmidt. Ground ball that is hit to short. Descalso backs up on it. Low throw, the pick by Adams. Runners advance. Parra scores. 1-0 Arizona. And that's RBI number 54 for Paul Goldschmidt, and he is first in that category in the National League.
Cardinals were just a bit off yesterday. Little things that didn't seem to work out. This throw from Descalso, low in the dirt, but very well handled by Matt Adams. Descalso, does he have a chance at third base?
If he came in on the ball, maybe?
Would have been tough. And you wouldn't want to mess that play up.
Nope. Miguel Montero struggling in their cleanup spot, hitting .200. Just 3 home runs, and he has driven in 16. Wait until this guy gets going. Infield is drawn in for Miguel Montero. 29-year-old from Venezuela. Signed as a non-drafted free agent. Last year, 141 games, hit .286, knocked out 15 home runs, drove in 88. Also, he was tops in the major leagues in throwing out base stealers at 37% a year ago. Even better than Yachty.
Very durable catcher. And you can tell his timing's off a bit. He's even kicking the dirt right now, punching his bat a little bit. You can see his timing is just not right. The strike 2 fastball, he didn't swing at it, but his reaction to it was late. If he did swing at it, it would have been a foul ball.
This time last year, that's a pitch that Shelby Miller, I don't want to say refused to throw, but was reluctant and a lack of confidence. And that's a changeup, even his breaking ball. And remember, it was this time last year, kind of buried in that rotation at AAA. Fast forward to now, Derek Lilliquist is watching one of the top young right-handers in baseball. 1-2 pitch, the curveball, and it's a base hit into right. So 3 hits against Shelby here in the first. Infield was in. Montero picks up his 17th RBI.
That's really what the minor leagues is for, getting used to throwing some off-speed pitches so you can use them as weapons here. But that curveball handled by Montero, drawn in infield. I guess the pro and the con of bringing your infield in is that run would have scored either way, but now you've got an extra runner aboard. But it's worth taking the chance in certain circumstances to try to cut that run off at the plate.
Martin PRADO is starting to swing a better bat lately. .354 in his last 11 games. He's really coming off a career season. He had highs in 2012 with Atlanta at that time. Steals, doubles, walks, RBIs. And he can play all around the diamond. He can play the outfield. He can play second. He can play third. Very good player. Montero a short lead at first, and here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2. It's the first inning run the Cardinals have allowed this entire homestand. And the last 2 nights trying to play catch up. Not a spot that they have been familiar with.
Exactly. Very unusual. PRADO 354 in his last 11 games.
Off-speed pitch, little floater, right center. Jay, did he make the catch? Yes, it's a double play. Montero took a chance. If that would drop, he's saying it did. Regardless, it's a double play. John Jay back in center field. Is it a catch? You bet. Nice play from number 19. There, Freeze, Descalso, Jay, and the pitcher Shelby Miller hitless so far. He's 0 for 22. Diamondbacks D brought to you by Dobbs, Kubel, Pollock, and Parham. Those three in the outfield. PRADO, Gregorius on the left side of the infield. Cliff Pennington has started second. Goldschmidt at first. Montero behind the plate. And Ian Kennedy is the starter tonight for the Diamondbacks.
Kennedy's won his last 2 decisions. A year ago, he won 15 games. In 2011, he was 21-4, one of the best pitchers in the National League. In fact, only Clayton Kershaw since 2011 has more National League wins. Kershaw has 40 and Ian Kennedy at 39.
So the question then becomes, Rick, what's been the difference with him? Why can't he get back to that form?
Well, I still think he's not that far away from that. The Cardinals seem to hit him well, even when he is in good form.
This guy's in good form. That's Matt Carpenter, the Cardinals' leadoff man, who had 4 hits last night. His hit streak is at 14 games, and has 4 hits, all against lefties. Unbelievable series, 9 for 14.
When you're a pitch maker and you're not quite right with your stuff, it just is. It looks like you're searching a bit. And Kennedy, not really an overpowering guy to me, has good off-speed pitches and locates well. See a good changeup there from Kennedy.
1-2 the count on Matt Carpenter.
Use the word confidence, Dan, in the first inning. Confidence so important. What's going on between the ears of a pitcher, a hitter. But confidence is often born out of you actually having some success too.
How about this guy? Is he something else? Oh, it's a diving catch in right by Parham. He's put on a clinic doing that the last couple of nights, whether it be in center field or this time in right. You know, the routine ones, he likes to reach in the glove, Rick, in this series and drop them.
Right.
They're still called catches. And then those tough plays, look at that. Plaza Tire Service replay.
If he doesn't catch that ball, Matt Carpenter's still running.
A couple of nights ago, that's what happened on a bloop that turned into a triple as Parr was aggressive in going for it. Yachty back in the lineup, and there's a single to left.
So Parr doesn't get an RBI for that catch that he just made, but he deserves one. this base hit, middle location to Yadier Molina, would have put the Cardinals on the board. Had Parra not come up with that ball in right field.
In steps Holliday, second on the Cardinals team in walks with 26, just behind Matt Carpenter. Reached base in 18 of his last 20. And he takes a ball inside. Still waiting for Holliday really to get on that tear that we know he can, and then carry that throughout the season at better numbers than what we've seen at 250 at the start of play tonight.
I wouldn't bet against it.
The numbers are there. He's been in the league a long time. Holliday hits it a ton. Left fielder doesn't even move. Oh my! Over the bullpen and left field. One swing of the bat, tied up 2-2. Haven't seen many go over the bullpen in left field. Some do. Not saying it's something that is uncommon night in and night out, but boy, oh boy, that thing was crushed.
When Matt Holliday hits him, there's never a question whether or not it's going to stay in the ballpark. The question becomes just how long is this one going to be?
Here's Alan Craig, and he hits it out of play. I really like this. This is the ball coming off the bat, the speed. And this time, 106 if you round up. I'm sure you learned that at Virginia.
I did, Rick. Third year.
.427 feet. Distance of that home run off the bat of Matt Holliday. And Craig lines it into left field for a base hit. Very easily could be 4 hits out of 4 batters to start this game. We showed you that war room earlier, the draft room here at Busch Stadium as they're getting set to make their pick. They're also watching the game and their reaction.
I think they're going to redraft Matt Holliday.
I like how they all look around as if to say, can I clap a little bit? Should I stand up? I'm kind of excited. Come on, fellas. Get into it.
No shame in that.
Oh. You know, I never get excited. Come out of my shoes half the time I see a ball leave the ballpark. I get excited watching this guy, too, Matt Adams. The shift is on for Matt, and the Cardinals have had such great success later rounds, and here's a prime example of that. Matt Adams.
Well, he's a diamond in the rough somewhere in the draft, and the draft is becoming much more popular thing to follow, I think, for fans, because they start to see those guys in the big leagues quicker. A lot more ways to track them in their minor league career with all of the websites and MLB.com and the minor league system as well.
699th pick overall, Matt Adams. That's a ground ball foul. Matt out of Slippery Rock University. That's in Pennsylvania. And you bring up a tremendous point, Rick. You saw those guys in that war room, and years ago, even when you were getting drafted, it would be a lot of those scouts traveling nonstop to go watch a Rick Horton, to go watch player X, Y, and Z. And now with the internet and video and tape, it has changed the game.
Find out what you need to know a lot quicker.
You bet.
What they find themselves doing is spending more time visiting the guys they expect to draft 1, 2, 3, or 4 and make sure they're the kind of player they want in their organization.
So following that base hit to left field by Craig, Adams strikes out. And in steps another red-hot hitter in this lineup, David Freese. The Cardinals right now have 4 players with streaks of 7 games or more with hits. And in this series, Freese 7 for 14. Overall, his hit streak at 15. During this streak, he's hitting .393, went 1 for 4 last night.
Ian Kennedy's last outing, Dan, he gave up 3 runs in the first inning against the Cubs, and after that retired 17 straight batters.
Ground ball, and PRADO, the long throw to get Freese. Cardinals fell behind by 2, and then bam, Matt Holliday stepped in with a runner on. Crushes that pitch. He knew it. We knew it. 2-2 after 1. Egg white delight McMuffin, only 250 calories and only at McDonald's. Jason Kubel leads it off for Arizona against Shelby Miller. 2-2 here in the top of the second.
That's the guy the Cardinals want to get on track. Matt Holliday, 427-foot home run, a no-doubter.
1-0 pitch to Kubel. Popped up. Freeze is over and out of room.
Cardinals have a number of players offensively that can be impact guys. When David Freeze is hot, or Alan Craig and Yadier Molina, they can get a bunch of hits in a row and create a lot of damage. And you throw Beltran into that, certainly. But in my mind, the guy that has the biggest upside to having a monster week, that would be Matt Holliday.
And a guy that could single-handedly carry a club. One and two the count. Shelby Miller, known for the fastball, but developing as we go with that changeup and the breaking ball, but it's always been the fastball he's been known for.
Well, there were times, and you started to mention it earlier, Dan, there were times where Shelby Miller had to be forced to use the off-speed pitch, and there's a backdoor curveball. Gets the job done against Jason Kubel. That's his first strikeout of the night. And there were times where they were calling his pitches for him to make him throw curveballs and changeups. And you could get yourself in the mind of a 21-year-old at the time and say, well, I don't need it. Why am I doing this? And that's where the Cardinal coaches had to step in and say, we know you're eventually going to need it, so we want you to learn it now so you don't have to learn it at the big league level.
Here's A.J. Pollock, and one of those coaches is now with the big league club out in the bullpen. Blaze Illsley, the pitching coach at the time, last year at Memphis, and it was he and Pop Warner that pulled him aside and said, look, if the catcher puts down curveball changeup, you are to not shake him off, and you will throw it. There's a look at Blaze Ilsley, now the bullpen coach here at the big club. And John Vooch was telling me they actually had quizzes. John Vooch overseeing much of the farm system along with a handful of others, but they had quizzes for Shelby after games. Why did you shake him off in this spot? And he'd have to give a reasonable answer. More times than not, it wasn't the answer they were looking for. So they called those quizzes, and Blaze got to Shelby along with Pop Warner, who's really done a great job in the minor leagues. He's a manager at AAA, and won't be long before we see him up here. And Shelby now is incorporating off-speed pitches. The fly ball lifted into left. Holliday is there to make the catch. Pollock retired for out number 2. And an interesting quote from Shelby. I interviewed him in spring training, and I asked him about his struggles last year. And he said, well, I'll be honest with you, I didn't listen. And he said, then I started to listen a little bit more towards the All-Star break. When I was in a rut, I was to an extent lost, unmotivated. And he said, you know what, maybe it's time to grow up and listen. And look at his second half last year. Had a couple of bumpy starts initially, and then down the stretch was an eye-popping difference. And we saw him in the big leagues by the end of last season. And now we're watching one of the best young righties in baseball.
Classic teaching reality. When the student is ready, the teacher shows up. All people in education know that reality. You can try to teach something to somebody who's not maybe ready to learn or willing to learn, or it's not the appropriate time, and you just have to be patient and understand when they see that they have a need, it's the right time to come up with that answer. Jose Oquendo has shared with me that George Kissel taught Jose how to coach, and very early in his career as a minor league coach, George Kissel pulled Jose aside and said, what are you doing in spring training? And Jose said, what do you mean? I'm teaching the guys the proper field. And he said, they didn't ask you yet, and they're not really listening. So you just go stand over there and wait till they boot about 4 in a row, and then they'll ask you, and you'll be ready with the right answer. And Jose said he never forgot that. And
it's a good story.
It's something at the professional level you have to be careful of, because you like a guy to be hard-headed to a degree. You want him to be strong-minded and, I don't want to say arrogant, but let's say confident.
Fly ball into right. Late jump, but the catch is made by Craig. 1-2-3 inning for Shelby. Tied up at 2, midway through 2. before 6. You can score any size coffee, fountain, or frozen drink. Just 50 cents the next day at On the Run. While you're there, be sure to stop by On the Way Cafe for breakfast, biscuits, hot dogs, sandwiches, and more. And it's only at On the Run. Daniel Descalso getting the start at shortstop tonight. Had a much better May than the beginning of the season that we saw. Hit .368 in the month of May.
Pushed his average up to .255, and he's had some big hits in that, including a 5 RBI game, grand slam home run, and just overall swinging the bat with a little more authority. And an underrated player on this team.
Makes sense. You give Cosma a little break before the big series this weekend. Now, Pete did snap an 0 for 19 last night. And he was saying in the paper this morning that he normally doesn't feel run down until about the 100 game mark. And when I say run down, just a little bit of the effects of a long season.
I like the fact that he was able to get that hit and now has the off day, as opposed to sitting on his 0 for 20 or whatever it was. And I think you're better off letting the guy sit while he's got something good going on.
Fourth Cardinal hit off the bat of Descalso. Leadoff single here in the bottom half of the second.
Takes this ball the other way. Middle away. Head right on it. Finishes it. Finds a hole.
John Jay drops down to the 8th spot in the lineup. Tough homestand, just 3 for 27. Cardinals against Kennedy tonight, loading up with the lefties. Carpenter, Adams, Descalso, and Jay. Outfield is straight away. 0-1 pitch. Out in front, just got a piece. John Jay, a nice play to end the top of the first with that sliding catch that turned into a double play.
Jay is staying with his modified batting stance that he went to a few weeks ago and started to get hot with. It certainly hasn't been the last week or so, but you don't see him with as bad of at-bats as he had when he was struggling early in the season.
Ground ball could be 2. Out at second and out at first as Descalso went in hard. Clean baseball, trying to break up that double play, and it goes 4-6-3. Well, get ready for Fox Sports 1, America's new 24-hour sports network. It'll be your home for great live sports, all the news and highlights you want, shows and specials that only Fox could bring you. Fox Sports 1 coming August 17th. Shelby Miller takes a ball. Well, Descalso won't be confused with Hal McRae, but you like to see this.
Goes in hard. He's able to reach the bag, which is generally the rule of thumb. If you can reach out and grab the bag, then that's a close enough route to the base, and the fielder becomes fair game. There he is with the slide and able to reach the second base bag.
Replay brought to you by Plaza Tire Service. The 1-1. Taken low, 2 balls, 1 strike.
And probably when Hal McRae was playing, somebody was saying, well, not to be confused with Ty Cobb.
Right.
So
things have changed. The trickle down effect. 3-1. How about when you played, Rick, either a guy you played with or against that was noted for breaking up the double play?
Absolute best that I saw in my time was Lonnie Smith. And Lonnie had the combination of speed to get there, which I think is half of it, and strength and power and courage to follow. And Lonnie Smith sent a lot of shortstops and second basemen in the left field. Adam Wainwright's reaction.
First base hit of the year for Shelby.
Pardon me while I stand and applaud.
up the middle, and Carpenter retired. He is 0 for 2. How many times we've said that this year? After 2, we're tied up 2-2. Brought to you by Schnucks, your neighborhood hometown grocer. And the Chipotle Chicken Club combo, it's back for a limited time at Jack in the Box. Try one today for fries, with fries and a drink for just $4.99 plus tax. Early start, big crowd, temperatures are perfect, and a 2-2 game as we head to the third inning. At some point tonight, we hope to visit with Rams head coach Jeff Fisher. Got a charity event coming up. Also, training camp is around the corner this time next month. You'll be watching all the highlight shows, and we'll find out more about Tim Tebow.
And I'm sure Jeff is excited about his draft choices. And a reminder, the Major League Baseball draft going on now. They've gone through the first 5 picks. The Diamondbacks have the 15th overall pick, and the Cardinals the 19th overall pick. And Shelby Miller, a one-time 19th overall pick, I would say was a pretty good choice.
Michael Walker, the compensatory pick, the loss of Albert Pujols. And a 1-0 pitch. And a decision in which Pujols leaves St. Louis, and the effects of that ripple in both organizations. And right now for the St. Louis Cardinals, and it's not a knock on Albert, it's just the reality of the situation. He is not the same player that we have seen in years past now with the Angels, and that man has emerged from the shadow of Albert Pujols.
And you'd have to probably go back to the nature of that relationship between Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina, and give Albert some credit for teaching him how to play this game and to be serious about it. And you know, when Yadi first came to the big leagues, second strikeout for Shelby Miller, he was very green, and he was learning from Mike Matheny and Albert Pujols. Great respect for both of those teammates. Yadi receives the ball with very soft hands. Shelby Miller hits his spot.
Top of the lineup, and here is Parra. So having trust in your catcher on what he is putting down. If you're Shelby Miller, you're a young pitcher. I'm not sure you'd want anybody else behind the plate other than number 4 right now.
That is true, but you also have to make sure you don't take Shelby Miller's ownership away from him. Even if he's a young pitcher, 22, and we talked about how important it is to be confident, not arrogant, but extremely confident. And if you have a sense that, look, my fastball is the right pitch here, and I can see the hitter doing something, and Yadi puts down another sign. Mike Matheny has said it's not that the pitcher can't shake Yadi, but you better have a good reason for it. Like you said with the test after the game, when they test you, you better have a good reason. And if you have a good reason and it didn't work, it's still a good reason and a bad result. You can't always go back to pitch selection and say that's why it didn't work. It may just be a matter of execution.
2-1, tap foul. It's been that rare time in which Shelby Miller has shook off Yadier Molina. He said in that near perfect game he didn't shake him off. That was on a Friday night against the Colorado Rockies in near perfection after the broken bat single by Eric Young Jr. The 2-2 and past Descalso into center field. So Parra, the right fielder, who's also made a diving catch, 2 for 2 in the top spot in this lineup.
So Dan, let's say Shelby Miller didn't want to throw that pitch, hypothetically. Yadi put that pitch down, ends up being a base hit. The worst thing in the world for Shelby Miller to be thinking is, you know, Yadi called the wrong pitch. I mean, you've got to feel like you're throwing the pitch you want to throw. Otherwise, you won't fully throw it and mean it with conviction. And if there's any doubt, ask. Have a conversation about it.
Gregorius stretching a single into a what I thought was a double 2, but it was a single. Wound up at second base with that bloop into left, and then came around to score and an RBI by Montero. Parra with 5 steals this year, but he has been caught 7 times. League leader in caught stealing. Pitch taken outside. Didi Gregorius. A changeup and 86 miles an hour paints the corner.
May have been a tad hard for a changeup. You like to see separation of 9 to 12 miles an hour on your changeup, and that's about the right number, but maybe a bit slower.
Puts it in play. Miller trying to barehand it, does, and safe, but still made that close. He bobbled it, got it back. Adams tried to sell it, and Gregorius and his speed again a difference maker for the second time tonight. He's 2 for 2.
Nice attempt by Shelby Miller. Made it a close play. Didn't get it on the first grip, but then bent down one more time and clearly safe. At first is Gregorius, who now has 2 hits. And he doesn't really have to hit the ball hard to get results, does he?
Nope, just put the bat out, put it in play. So here is Paul Goldschmidt. Came in 5th in the league in batting. leading in RBIs and one of the top home run hitters right now in the National League, are keys to the game in this matchup. Goldschmidt leading in RBIs. Miller, that's now updated, second in the National League in ERA. Runners at first and second. Diamondbacks have turned a double play tonight. The Cardinals trying to do that. Might be here. Carpenter steps on the bag. Thank goodness he didn't drop the baseball. Almost snuck out of the glove. Goldschmidt grounding into the double play. 4-3. It's 2-2.
Two is our score. Both clubs with 5 hits. We'll show you the velocity separation for the 3 pitches of Shelby Miller. Here's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. That's what that looks like. Very important to change speeds. The curveball, the downward spin. Shelby's curveball at 77 miles an hour. And right in between, the changeup. 86 catches Gregorius looking here a bit high in the strike zone, but the separation from in the 70s to in the 80s to in the 90s, what pitching is all about.
Ian Kennedy back to work, and here is Yadier Molina. And Yadi hits a high fly ball down the right field line. It is slicing, and it's off the base of the wall. On his way to second. Yadi stopping at second base. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Parra's got a very good arm in right field. That would have been, I think, in their favor.
Are you ready for a ridiculous statement?
I've come prepared nightly.
There are times when it seems as if when Yadier Molina is at the plate, there are no fielders. It is incredible the way he finds holes. This time it's the right field line. Early in this game, it was between third and short. He has an uncanny ability to find holes in both the infield and the outfield, and I would say more so than any Cardinal.
That's why you always feel comfortable with hit and runs with him. The way he can control the bat, it's part of it.
So not as ridiculous as you might have
not at all
first thought.
Not at all. Now the other guy I work with, well,
I'm going to tell him you said that.
I know, because I said it. I know he's listening.
That's right.
But I've got Jeff Fisher at some point to protect me.
You better get some of the linemen to help you out too.
Where's that Jeff Fisher interview? Not soon enough. Holliday crushed a 2-run homer first time up. Measured at 427 feet, and that tied the game up at 2.
Kennedy has not pitched well against the Cardinals. We talked about that, but 6 hits already in the 3rd inning, and this guy is, again, the second biggest winner in the National League over the last couple of years.
Here's a 1-1. Saw the numbers from Matt. 5 of the hits against Ian Kennedy have been, or at least 2 of the 5 have been home runs. Diamondbacks have had a couple of 3-team trades that have worked out for them, and one of them is right here, the result of Ian Kennedy. Detroit, the Yankees, and Arizona, some big names in that. Edwin Jackson, Max Scherzer, Curtis Granderson, Austin Jackson, Philip Koch. All part of a 3-team deal that brought Kennedy to Arizona. Pitched at USC, the former Trojan, who is 3rd on their strikeouts list. 7th, 47 starts, but tell you what, he can't touch Randy Flores. Randy Flores, all-time winningest pitcher in USC history.
Got to see Randy out in San Diego.
What a good guy. 2-2. Holliday, base hit into left. Yachty will trot down to third base, and Matt Holliday is 2 for 2. Runners at the corners.
Hoping
nobody out for Craig.
Yeah, hoping this is the start of something for Matt Holliday. The 427-foot home run, followed by this rocket in between short and third. Sure, the wheels are turning a bit for Kurt Gibson, his 3rd year as a manager for the Diamondbacks. He sees that his pitcher Kennedy, I mentioned, has won his last 2 decisions. Doesn't appear to be very sharp today. A lot of experience in all those names on the back there. Williams, Trammell, Gibson.
Here's Alan Craig. 4-14 with runners in scoring position. He had a base hit to left first time up. Speed of the baseball coming off the bat of Matt Holliday. First time it was 106, this time 95. Makes me think of Brandon McCarthy, who had a devastating injury. Now pitching for the Diamondbacks. He's hurt right now. He was supposed to pitch on Tuesday, but he had that minor off his head while pitching with the Oakland A's last year. Very scary moment. Jay Happ had that earlier this season too.
Hard to watch both of those.
There's a broken bat, slowly hit. Yachty on his way to the plate. He is out. Took a chance. And this game remains tied on a good play by PRADO.
In the kitchen of Alan Craig, it stays fair. The bat goes all the way to short, and an off-balance throw. And he had to throw it around Yadier Molina, too. That play not as easy as PRADO made it look. I'm okay with Yachty testing it right there and giving it a shot. One of the other things you want to do in that situation, if you're the runner at third, by coming home, you give up any thought that they might have about trying to get a double play.
Matt Adams struck out looking his first time up. Runners at first and second for the big first baseman of the Cardinals. 1 out.
Mentioning Jeff Fisher, Dan, and thinking of the bat speed of Matt Holliday reminds me of the time I took a few of my friends out here for batting practice, and a couple of guys that very close to, really good friends, Adam Timmerman and Andy McCullum, and had them take batting practice. And as big and as strong as they were, let's just say the bat speed wasn't 105. And when you talk to young kids about where pitchers get arm, where pitchers get velocity from, and where hitters get bat distance from, it's bat speed and it's arm speed. So the combination of the bat speed of Matt Holliday and his strength is why he hits the ball so hard. Not just his strength. Because I promise you, he hits the ball harder than Adam Timmerman and Andy McCullough.
I still wouldn't want to line up against those guys, though. No thanks.
Nope.
2-1 pitch. Strike to Adams. He was called out on strikes first time up. And including tonight, he's been in that starting lineup for Mike Matheny in 8 of the last 13 games. Trying to keep him sharp. And Adams hits a high fly ball. Right field. Parra, the Gold Glove winner in 2011. Showing off his arm with a strong throw back to the infield. By the way, it is the guest announcer as the PA man. And this gentleman is into it. I mean to tell you, it's not John Hewlett, and this guy is turned into a Rod Roddy. Come on down. The price is right.
Makes me think of El Paso, Texas. Anybody that ever played in the Texas League, the PA announcer there, when he was introducing the opposing team, he would make fun of you while he was introducing you. So he would think of some line or something about your name that he would rhyme it with, and he'd say you haven't had a hit in a week, and this is the PA announcer. And he was well known for having done that, and a clear homer, and the fans just totally dug this guy.
I bet.
The opposition did not.
2 outs and 2 on for David Freeze. Freeze grounded out to Martin Prado first time up. I'm going to put you on the spot. This is the longest hit streak by a Cardinals third baseman since 2005. Who was the third baseman?
2005.
You would think an obvious answer.
I'm going to say Abraham Nunez.
Very good. Abraham Nunez. The longest by Cardinals third baseman is 19 games. 1987, Terry Pendleton.
I could have got that one.
Oh, that's a no-no. You had a fan reach over. That's the fan that caught the baseball, but the individuals just above them should have had it, but I
think his buddies got the beer on their head.
Yeah. Man, you don't get the souvenir, and you lose the beer, the soda, whatever it is, hot dog, peanuts, Cracker Jack.
Hey, there's tough nights at the park. Sometimes you just got to hang with them, get them tomorrow.
I put it right now, EF. E-fan. We're tough up here. We've got stats for everything.
All the folks in the section around him certainly were aware of his boss. And I think if those folks were really nice, they'd go and put some money together and buy him a new one.
Now you committed the error. Go get it yourself.
Wear it.
That's right. Lead things off as we jump ahead to the fourth.
Montero has been busy at the plate. The Cardinals have had a number of slides his way. First it was Matt Holliday in game one. He was safe. Then Matt Holliday, same game, he was safe. That's Carpenter, excuse me. And today, just a hair late is Yadier Molina as Montero puts the tag down. So he's been very busy, and he is maybe one of the most underrated catchers in this game, Dan. Swings the bat well. And you mentioned the caught stealing percentage a year ago. Rising star.
Miguel Montero, base hit to right field when the infield was in. That drove in a run. Montero, really an interesting guy. Diamondbacks signed him out of a tryout camp in Venezuela for $13,000 in 2001. Left home to play in the Dominican Winter League with a total of $15 in his pocket. Last year he signed for $60 million. And he was ready to give up the sport until he went to that tryout camp. MLB.com at bat, the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. It's available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Cardinals.com for details. Rick, this being draft night, you were drafted what round?
I was drafted in the 4th round by the Cardinals, the 93rd pick overall. The year that Darryl Strawberry was #1. My eventual roommate in the big leagues, Ken Daly, was the first pitcher chosen in that draft.
Top 5, right?
He was #3. By the Atlanta Braves. He ended up coming over to St. Louis in a trade for Ken Oberkfell.
And what did you sign for?
$1.50. No, $21,000.
You would have said $1.50. I would have believed you.
You just said that's what you were worth.
I wasn't going to go there.
I signed for a car and the rest of my education.
Not a bad way to start real life, I guess, huh? Base hit for Martin PRADO. And he is 1 for 2. So the Twitter poll, which #1 pick would you build a team around? Good question. Harper, Strasburg, and these are #1 overall picks.
Right.
So Harper, Strasburg, Price, or Upton. Off to a very good start with the Braves. Strasburg, by the way, is on the disabled list.
I would say those teams hit pretty well with those choices. There's been a few #1 overalls that haven't really panned out over the years, but those guys certainly have. I would say they're all good choices. I'd be interested to see what our fans think.
Here's Jason Kubel, former Minnesota Twin.
I'm going to guess Bryce Harper gets the most love.
I would think so. Yep, I agree. And I think you also asked the question, do you build your team around a pitcher or an everyday player,
right,
a guy that is in there all the time? The player that I might go with right now, even over Harper and Trout, which I think most people would say, if I'm going to build a franchise, it's either going to be Mike Trout, Bryce Harper. Those are always the comparables. I think now they're always going to be compared throughout their careers because of what they did last year. But there's a guy in Baltimore that you really take a hard look at, Manny Machado. He is awesome. Third baseman that's compared to Brooks Robinson. And then they say, well, now he may have a career like Cal Ripken. Sometimes you just got to let guys play.
Exactly. Dodgers pretty excited about their young player Puig. Hit a couple of home runs. Maybe his second game in the big leagues. I think it's fun to watch young talent come up. And
no doubt.
Creates a vitality in the game, I think.
On the inside corner and a strikeout of Kubel. Let's go back and look at the draft and pick a winner. Well, here you go. The last 9 first overall picks. Mark Appel is the pitcher from the West Coast that is from Houston. He's from that area. So he goes tonight to Jeff Luno's club. the shortstop from Puerto Rico last year for the Astros. Then Cole, he'll be part of Pittsburgh shortly. Then Harper and Strasburg. Pretty good names in that selection of top picks.
And when it's a high school player, the reality is it's going to take a while for them to develop potentially. So the guys who are picked out of college, as Michael Wacha was and Appel is, you just expect that, you know, within 2 years you're going to see him in an Astro uniform.
Appel goes from being a top 10 pick to being the overall pick. Remember, he was selected last year, did not sign. And here is A.J. Pollock. The 0-1 is hit out of play, and I bring that up. You saw the shot of Michael Wacha. He made it very clear as he slipped to the Cardinals at 19th overall, and it wasn't a question one bit about signability. He made it very clear to anybody out there, if you draft me in whatever slot I fall in, because now it is slotted, ideally what they can do with the money, you do get penalized if you go over a certain amount, but essentially he made that easy. If you draft me, I will sign for my slot, and I'm ready to get my career going. And so some teams did not pick him, obviously, and he falls to the Cardinals at 19th. And St. Louis, who has the luxury of not rushing a player, should give you an idea of what they think of his talent.
It's one of the tricky things for those guys in the war room right now. You use the word signability. That's critically important. If you, let's say, waste 3 of your top 5 picks on guys that you can't sign because they're high school players that want to go to college, or they're college juniors that want to go back for their senior year, you've missed out on a big opportunity. You've missed out on some talent.
Appel, it was interesting. You know, you have this slotted system that comes into play last year, and you pretty much know how much you're going to get. Scott Boras didn't like that, encouraged him to say, hey, let's wait this thing out. So he goes to #1 overall, but with 0 leverage.
That's exactly right. Normally that works against the player.
There's another strikeout looking, this time of A.J. Pollock. And the freedom to choose where you'd like to sit. Also get those rewards. StubHub, StubHub.com. All right, Rick Horton, here we go. It's a 2-2 game, and we move to the bottom of the 4th. Dan Kantrovitz is squirming right now in his seat. He is running the draft of the St. Louis Cardinals. Pretty good draft last year when you take Michael Wacha. He's already in the big leagues,
I'll say.
So in talking with him, he said this is not a great draft. It's really not a standout position, so to speak, like a ton of shortstops or pitchers. And generally, the rule of thumb for the Cardinals over the years, and again this season, we're going to take the best player available that we still have on our board. Makes sense.
Always find baseball drafts to be problematic, and really hats off to the scouts that can figure out, you know, how a high school kid in North Carolina who's playing in a small town in North Carolina stacks up against a guy who's playing at UCLA and is 3 years older, and he's playing in a much higher level of competition.
Descalso with a fly ball out to deep right. Parra back, and it's off the wall. Descalso digging for two. Ooh, he thought about going to third, and he may have made it. Regardless, he's on base in scoring position, and Daniel is 2 for 2. First time up, an opposite base hit to left field. This time he pulls it off the wall and right.
Talked about him swinging with authority. He certainly does that there, hitting it off the base of the wall. Parra showing everybody just how good that arm is. And that's the kind of thing you could see if you're a scout. You're at this game. You see Parra, wherever it is, a high school game, a college game. You see a guy throw the ball from all the way there to third base. You're right under arm plus. That's a plus arm. But bat speed and numbers, very hard to equate without having to deal with the fact that they're in different kinds of competition. So guy might hit 600 in high school, and maybe he's not draftable because he doesn't have enough bat speed, can't hit a curveball, but nobody in his local community can throw a curveball.
Exactly. A 1 pitch to Jay. Fouled back. The Cardinals found a guy named Trevor Rosenthal when the Cardinals scout was there to watch somebody else. Rosenthal hops on the mound, and he's got the gun out, and all of a sudden he sees, wait a minute, mid-90s, as there's a 41st round pick of the Cardinals who's been called up, Kevin Segrist.
Big numbers in AA and AAA, gives the Cardinals a second left-hander.
Segrist, the Cardinals minor league pitcher of the month, and split time with Springfield and Memphis. You and I both impressed with these numbers. 44 strikeouts in 27 2/3.
And lefties hitting just 103 against him. Both exactly what you want to hear from a young left-hander.
Played at Palm Beach Community College.
So he grew up in Buffalo. So how many games each spring do you play in Buffalo?
Yeah.
15
maybe,
and they're all cold.
Yeah,
and only the parents are there to watch.
2-2.
I was thankful, just as you said, in high school the 4th pick in the country happened to be in my league. Was a left-handed pitcher who threw high 90s, never made it to the big leagues, was drafted by the Atlanta Braves, and they all came to see him, and I just happened to be there.
There you go. Jay, base hit, right field. Descalso waved in. Throw by Parra to the plate. He is saved. Cardinals on top 3-2.
Good to see John Jay come up with a big hit, and another close play at the plate, and another opportunity for Gerardo Parra to show off his arm. Very strong throw from right center field, right on the money. But so is the slide of Daniel Descalso to the back of the plate. Angel Hernandez right on it with the call. See, Daniel tried to sneak his hand in case his foot didn't touch home plate, but the catcher's foot got in the way. So fortunately, Hernandez saw that he did in fact touch the plate with his lead foot.
We saw a rarity today, infield practice being conducted by Arizona, and a little bit of outfield as well, and we're seeing the arm and the defense of Parra tonight. Fun to watch. Made that play a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
A lot of preparation into that. Daniel Descalso preparing to take a big enough lead so if there's a hit he can score. Jose Oquendo preparing in his mind just how hard the ball needs to be hit for him to send him. All pre-thought. And then Parra knowing the speed of Descalzo, knowing the score, knowing the inning, knowing the situation, all of them did the right thing, and it just turned out the Cardinals' way.
Will they keep that bunt sign on? 0-2 the count. Miller singled first time up, his first hit of the season, and snapped an 0 for 22. He does have 6 sacrifices. That leads the club.
I vote yes. Bunt again.
And there's a strikeout. As Miller couldn't get the bunt down, it's strikeout number 3. And we'll jump to the top of the lineup for St. Louis. There's Walker on the left, Wainwright on the right.
Doesn't have to be a deep conversation, doesn't have to be a pointed, high level philosophical point about baseball, but just being with Adam Wainwright, very valuable for Michael Walker. I'm not sure how valuable that was. I guess you got to teach the young guy how to loosen up a little bit too.
As Carpenter showing bunt.
Arizona on the clock, by the way, their first round pick up to the 15th choice. The Pirates just made their first round choice, and it won't be very long before the Cardinals have their first pick of the draft.
Hit streak on the line at 14 games. For Carpenter, he is 0 for 2, robbed by Parra in right field with a diving catch first time up, also grounded into a fielder's choice. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Matt Carpenter. Right now in the month of June, it's early, but 12 hits for Carpenter. That's tops in Major League Baseball, 74 total, and that's second best in baseball behind Cabrera. And he hits it out of play. So the on-base percentage leaders, we'll see Votto and Chu tomorrow night, Goldschmidt in this ball game, then Carpenter and Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki, by the way, was 5 for 5 in their win over Cincinnati last night. Now leads the league in hitting, just ahead of Yadi. Yadi's on deck. The 2-1 pitch instead of check on the runner.
This popped into my head, Dan, remembering when I first started meeting those scouts in high school. They give you this test like football players get to test their kind of overall understanding of life and reality, and the Wonderlic test. Baseball had its own version, and I remember one of the questions was, if you have a teammate who's from another country, would you A, ignore him because he's not like you, B, be friends with him just because he's different, or C, treat him like somebody else? I remember that question, and I remember answering it and thinking, is somebody really going to get this question wrong?
What was your answer? Come on, let's make you feel bad about yourself.
You know my answer. Because you're a lot different than me, and I treat you just fine.
Ooh, that hurts. That hurts. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and Carpenter looks at a strike.
I guess there were probably harder questions than that one, but I absolutely recall that as a 17-year-old.
And you answered A, B, and C. As Carpenter skies one into shallow left, will it drop in? It does. The hit streak continues. It's up to 15 for Matt Carpenter.
Perfectly placed, 3 players converging. There's that little Bermuda triangle we talk about, and you want to place it kind of right in the middle of that little triangle. Everybody going a long way, but nobody can get to the epicenter. Arizona's made their choice. They've taken a pitcher from University of Nevada that throws 98 miles an hour.
Yachty is 2 for 2. A single to left. And then a double off the wall in right. Runners at first and second. Up and into Yachty. Pretty amazing numbers from 04 through 2010. Molina, 268 hitter. The last 2 years, Yachty is hitting, coming into play tonight, 324. He only trails in average in the last 2 years. Cabrera, Votto, Posey. Next, that man, Yachty or Molina.
John Jay, the runner at second base. While that ball's headed to the Bermuda Triangle, you've got to kind of judge all three guys. He's checking them all out and realizes it's going to drop. Good base running by John Jay.
Yachty back to the pitcher, Kennedy. No one there. Safe at second base. But a couple of balls that maybe one should have been caught. That one definitely should have been a double play.
I believe this is the fourth time we've seen this year, Dan, where we've had a pitcher turn and throw to the wrong infielder covering second base. It's something that Kennedy should check before every batter. Who's got second on a double play? He's got to know it in the back of his head, but he turned to throw that ball to Pennington, the second baseman, and then he had to kind of lob it because he realized that Pennington wasn't covering, and Gregorius athletic enough to catch that ball. Big break for St. Louis.
Up and in to Holliday. Holliday is homer tonight. A 2-run shot back in the first. Also had a base hit between third and short. 2 for 2. Cardinals lead it 3-2 and a chance to do some damage here.
He can really make that hurt, Matt Holliday.
Kennedy should be out of the inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Craig on deck. Two and one. Holliday's numbers with runners on strikingly different than with the bases empty. A much better hitter with runners on. A 2-1 pitch.
3 things that should never happen mentally as a mistake that from a pitcher's point of view. One is not covering first base on a ground ball hit to your left. Another one is not backing up a particular base, home or third. And the third one is not knowing who to throw it to on a potential double play. And we've seen too much of all 3 of those.
A 3-1 pitch taken low by Holliday. And Ian Kennedy is thinking, I should be out of this inning. And now I go from Holliday to this guy, Alan Craig, bases loaded, and Charles Nagy out to visit. You talked about it the other night, and we've mentioned it throughout the series, just how loaded this coaching staff is. Charles Nagy was a 3-time All-Star and a 14-year playing career with the Cleveland Indians. You have Don Baylor, MVP, 3-time All-Star. You have Alan Trammell, all 20 years with the Tigers. And only Ty Cobb and Al Kaline had done that prior to him. Matt Williams, Steve Sachs, and the list goes on and on.
So you're in a coaches meeting and somebody says, hey, have you ever seen this? You have about 4 answers to that.
And a serious way to look at it, too, is if you're the general manager, you have to have some pretty thick skin yourself and don't look over your shoulder and say, hey, these are my guys, I believe in.
Not just the general manager, but the manager, the guy that's really still in charge of the everyday decisions with your club. If you hire really capable coaches, you have to be willing to let them sway you every once in a while, but you still have to be in charge.
Bases loaded. Alan Craig. And he looks at a strike. Craig came up with runners at first and third. Back in the third. Grounded out to PRADO, who had a play on Molina at the plate. And also a base hit to left field. Up the middle, base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Carpenter. Throw to the plate. Cut off, and Craig. What else? 2 outs. Runners in scoring position, and he comes through.
Ian Kennedy's going to kick himself all night long. Didn't get the double play that he should have. Then he walks Holliday. Then Alan Craig gets that pitch down and in, drives it up the middle. His second hit of the night. 2 very big RBIs to extend the lead.
It's up to a 5-2 lead. Already for St. Louis, 11 base hits. Runners at first and third for Adams. He's 0 for 2. Cold out on strikes back in the first, and also flied out to right. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Miguel Montero. No activity in the bullpen for Arizona, as they were saved 2 nights ago by their long man. Outfield is deep. 1 ball, 1 strike on Matt Adams. He's sitting on 3 home runs. That kind of swing. He's thinking number 4, but it was the changeup a little bit out in front.
Seen a lot of teams throw changeups to Matt Adams. He's shown he can handle the fastball, and just a matter of picking up the lesser velocity of the changeup, picking it up quick enough to trust your hands, stay back, and drive it.
1-2 pitch. 2-2. Diamondbacks were in 3rd place of the National League West last year at 81-81. Really changed the makeup of their everyday lineup. Off to a good start with their pitching. 2-2 pitch. Taken low. Should have been an inning-ending double play. Then the walk to Holliday. Craig the base hit. The 3-2. Adams crushes one deep right. Oh! 3-run shot. Over the bullpen in right field. He launched that baby. Home run number 4 for Matt Adams. He should be out of the inning. Instead, the Cardinals piling on, and it's 8-2, 12 hits here in the home half of the 4th.
Well, Ian Kennedy was mad at himself before. He's furious now. He knows he has himself to blame.
A 3-2 pitch, and Adams hits it 422 feet, the estimated distance.
Trying to calm himself some. Charlie Nagy came out to try to calm him a bit. But the frustration of Ian Kennedy. That pitch center cut. The reaction, oh my, what did I do?
Freeze tonight is grounded out to third. Cold out on strikes, then stood at home plate for quite some time to visit with Angel Hernandez, trying to extend his hitting streak to 16. Here's a 1-2. Freeze, the ninth man to come to the dish.
Jeff Fisher comes to the booth, and Cardinals get a touchdown in the fourth.
It's good luck. Need the extra point. Jeff Fisher's coming up with us next half inning, and he's got a big fundraiser Sunday, June 9th. We'll tell you about. We're also going to grill him. We get Jeff Fisher in here. We'll sit him down. We just grill him. That's what we do up here, Horton.
I'm
Put him in the hot seat.
I'm right behind you, Dan.
He's not smiling too much. I think the Rams, after a very good draft, headed to the playoffs next year.
Can't wait for the season to start.
Right guys in the right place as Freeze taps it foul. Short time. Jeff Fisher has this going in the right direction. Excitement now back where it should be in the fall, right here in St. Louis. Already up to 90 pitches for Ian Kennedy.
Bit of a mystery why he struggles against the Cardinals. They just seem to have his number. 6 career starts against St. Louis. ERA close to 9. 8 earned runs allowed tonight. 12 hits for the Cardinals.
The 3-2 pitch to David Freeze, and he walked him. So the Cardinals will bat around here in the bottom of the fourth. And interesting that Kirk Gibson has nobody up and throwing in their bullpen.
Just noticed that myself. You said their bullpen was saved, Dan, and you're right. Josh Carpenter was able to go 4 innings in that extra inning game, and that kind of helped the bullpen be a little bit more solid. And he only used a couple guys out of the pen in game 2 of this series, so you'd think they'd be well rested, but hesitant to go to the bullpen is Kirk Gibson.
All started with Descalso this inning, and he hits one a ton out to right. Hall looks up, gone into the bullpen. Descalso, 2-run homer. He's a triple away from the cycle. Folks, we're only in the fourth, and we're having some fun here at Busch Stadium.
Forget the extra point. They went for 2. Fastball, middle of the plate. Descalso, a 3-hit night.
Three home runs allowed tonight by Kennedy. It was Holliday, a 2-run shot in the first. Matt Adams, 3-run homer here in this inning, followed up by Descalso. 8 runs for St. Louis.
Matt Reynolds, the left-hander, finally getting loose for Arizona.
Measured distance of the home run, 405 off the bat of Descalso. Here's a 1-1. 2 strikes on John Jay. Singled in Descalso with a play at the plate. The throw by Parra from right field. Ian Kennedy can look back at one single play potentially in this game, certainly in this inning. Ball back to him off the bat of Yadier Molina. Should have turned 2 and been out of the inning. Instead, inning extended. It adds up to an 8th spot for St. Louis, and listen to this crowd here at Busch. Explode for 8 runs, as Ricky said. You know, why stop at the touchdown? Let's go for 2.
Yeah, wait a minute now. I walked in the booth and we were up 3-2. We had 2 outs.
Right.
2 outs. Wow.
So by the way,
so now we're up by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion.
You know, you're a little late, by the way.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, because when you showed up, we scored the run. So you could be late.
Oh, I
anytime
saw
you
it.
want.
How about Adams? That was a shot.
I think Adams, you know, if you put the pads on him,
yeah,
you may be looking at an offensive guard. You need any help on the left or right
maybe
side?
Outside linebacker or something like that. It looks like he could do that.
Good to see you, Coach.
Yes,
How are you?
Too. I'm doing really well, thanks.
Good. It's a big day for you on Sunday, June 9th. The Gateway Grizzlies will be hosting a softball game. We don't have baseball. We got softball, and this is a fundraiser that you're all a part of. And
I've been involved in it for
up.
a number of years, yes, and we're gonna get it going Sunday afternoon, early afternoon actually. We've got a lot of things going on. We've got for anybody that comes early is going to come out there, and we've got these instructors out there, and we're going to do a skills competition, and then we've got a really incredible game going about 4 o'clock with the Special Olympics. It's the Missouri All-Stars against the Illinois All-Stars for bragging rights. So we're going to do that, and then our guys can get going. You need to talk some baseball here?
No. We're
okay.
10-2. Let's talk to you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Got you up in the booth. Let's do it.
I love it.
As Shelby Miller gets the strikeout of Cliff Pennington. So you've got 5 different charities that Jeff Fisher is really helping out. It's chosen by you: Backstoppers, Wounded Warrior Project, Mercy Ministries, the Snowman's Fund, and Catch a Dream Foundation. So you've got your players coming out, also some baseball guys, and they gave me a roster. So I'm looking at your team. Coach, I don't think it's fair that you got Ozzie and JT Snow.
I got Ozzie Smith and JT Snow on my team, in addition to some other ringers. But here's what went down, okay? I'm sitting in my office yesterday, and I have a draft, okay?
Yeah.
But I was the only one in there.
You're only your solo war room.
I drafted my team. I got the team set up. We were good to go. I'm guaranteeing the victory. I am 12-0-1 thus far in the softball game. 1-0 here in St. Louis last year. I'm guaranteeing to win.
Now, Josh Hall may have something to say about that as Kennedy swings and misses 1-2. He won the home run contest.
Yes, he did. And that was an impressive thing to watch last year between Josh, James Laurinaitis, and even Danny Amendola. Danny steps on the right side of the plate. Jack's about 3 or 4 deep, turns around and yards 3 or 4 from the other side of the plate.
Is that right?
So, yes, he did. Unfortunately, Danny's not going to be there. He's busy. But we got some guys that can take the ball deep.
You a baseball fan?
I love baseball, yeah. I've been following this team. I got to meet Mike several times since I came to town, and really enjoying what they're doing right now. Best record in ball. I mean, come on.
You know, the guys behind us are telling us that apparently when the Adams home run was hit, you may have been going more crazy than anybody in the ballpark. Is this true?
I have a left hamstring sprain. Right, yeah. It was great. I mean, what a great angle you guys got here. And you just got a sense, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I thought we'd be still in second instead. He took it deep.
2 outs and an 0-1 count here on Parra. And Gateway Grizzlies is where you want to find a chance to get a ticket. And I'm sure you guys are signing autographs, taking pictures, all those kind of things.
A lot
to
of
raise
great
money.
stuff. Yeah, they'll sign autographs between innings. A lot of activities between the innings. And you know, once we get through the home run hitting contest, we're going to honor the Wounded Warrior Project and first pitch, and we'll play, you know, until I'm comfortably ahead and can win. And then we've got a great fireworks display at the end. So it's really a great thing. It's a great thing for families. You know, the cards are gone. The only baseball game in town is Sunday afternoon. Come on out, bring the kids. And what's interesting is and fun for the families and the fans is that they can see the players without the helmets. 9 out of 10 of the guys are really good at the game, and then there's going to be one out there that's going to really embarrass himself, and we're going to recognize him.
And I'm sure, knowing you, Jeff, your extensive work that you go day in and day out from a NFL season to a major contest like this, you know which guy you're probably going to embarrass.
Oh yeah. No, I have a pretty good idea.
Does this player know?
Yeah. No, he doesn't, but. Yeah, he'll get a little trophy and it'll be fun. But it's what it is for me personally. It's the indicator that, you know what, training camp is right around the corner, and here we go.
You're pretty pumped, aren't you?
I'm excited. Yeah.
You guys had a heck of a draft.
The draft was great. The young guys look good. Sam's having a great off season, and you know we practiced today. We're going to practice tomorrow.
There's your offensive guard, Adams.
That's a nice job.
Moves pretty well lateral.
Back to back. You can count on him, can't you?
Apparently it's a 4.4 42, but that's just rumor. Jeff Fisher is with us. 10-2, St. Louis. Kennedy for the Diamondbacks. Cardinals with 13 hits, 10 runs for Kennedy. And that's one of 2 lefties out of the bullpen that they have for Kirk Gibson. I don't know if you knew this. Kirk Gibson was drafted by the old St. Louis football Cardinals. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Very good player.
Relationship to the Kirk Gibson?
Kirk Gibson that's in that dugout.
Yes, okay. Wow. Michigan State defensive back, safety.
Very good.
Correct? Yes.
See, you're on your game.
I know.
I can't
Very
stump
good
you.
safety at Michigan State.
There's Shelby Miller. And again, Coach Fisher's big day is coming up this Sunday, and that's going to start at 5:30. And you've got some great charities again that you're involved with. Backstoppers, Wounded Warrior Project, Mercy Ministries, the Snowman's Fund, and the Catch a Dream Foundation. As here's the 0-2 and a check swing by Miller held up 1-2. Let's talk a little football if you don't mind.
Yes.
You like your team?
Very excited about it. Completely different team that we were working with last year at this time. Especially excited about the rookie class. In addition to that, last year's class and all the young players have just shown significant improvement. And Sam's having a great offseason. Everybody's having fun. They're excited. They're determined. They can't wait to camp start. So we've got some, we've got some competition, a lot of different positions. The running back spot. We're going to miss Jack.
Shelby Miller, left center. He gets in the act. Do you believe that one? His teammates can't believe it. Shelby might not believe it. He goes deep in his first career home run. He was hitless coming into play tonight. Hits that home run, his second hit of the game. And the Cardinals lead at 11-2.
Dan, this kind of looks like the home run hitting contest at the softball game.
You need to get some of these guys involved.
I know, gosh.
First home run of his career, Shelby Miller. I'm sure, Coach, one of the things that you have found out is that this is truly, and they're going to want a curtain call here, this is truly one of the great sports cities in America.
Oh, there's no doubt. I was so excited when the opportunity came. No doubt. And, especially what's taken place here over the last few years with the Cardinals and their success, and that great comeback in the World Series was incredible. And we're just happy to be a part of it. And we're going to do our part. We're going to get this team back up to where people can come out and say, you know what, our team's going to win this weekend.
Can I bring up a Super Bowl? Do you mind?
Of course. Yes. Ouch.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Carpenter, a fly ball. We think that everything's leaving the park. It's at the track. It's at the wall. It is gone. Back to back. My goodness. 5 home runs for the Cardinals hit tonight. The unlikeliest duo go back to back. Shelby Miller. What? And now Matt Carpenter. Done to these guys, Coach?
I really don't know what to say here. It looks like batting practice.
Unbelievable.
Let's just get 5 home runs in the last 2 innings, in the last 30 minutes.
It's not bad. So Matt Carpenter picks up his 5th home run. He's got 2 hits tonight. Miller also a solo shot and a no-doubter. This ball just carried a high towering shot, pitch on the inside corner, and Clara, who is a Gold Glove defender, did everything he could. All right, back to the Super Bowl. I was rudely interrupted.
There's still a couple pictures on the wall in the facilities of Kevin Dyson reaching desperately for the goal line. So that's what you're talking about? I've yet to have them removed.
I was going to ask you happy with that? You're going to take those down? And
no, I'm going to leave them up. It's Rams history and Rams tradition. So I'm going to leave them up. But
I said Super Bowl, and you really got a little bit of a scowl on your face.
I did not. I'm happy to be on this side of it now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. What a great experience. What was interesting? That was the last time there was 1 week between the championship game and the Super Bowl. And it was a blur for me and for our team, and clearly the best 2 teams in the league. played, and you know that was the difference between the two teams, was just about a yard.
I'm going to move on from that, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Because I know you're a former NFL player, not just a coach, and you would destroy me here in the next couple of minutes. So I'm going to talk about positive things.
Okay, I'm ready
Jeff
for
Fisher's life. And then we'll let you take off from the couch here in the booth. Shelby Miller go back to his home run. Now this one was no doubt. Carpenter, not so much. Shelby is a pretty good athlete, very good golfer, and outstanding pitcher. Is Holliday chops it left side. Coach, I'm putting pressure on you because I said playoffs. Okay, I'm not going to go Jim Moore on you here, but I'm expecting playoffs.
Well, you know, that's what we set out to do every year. That was our focus and our goal last year. But, you know, in our world, we have to set short-term goals. And it's about having a good offseason, about having a good training camp, about having a good opener, about having a good core of the season. But at the end of the day, that's everybody's goal and that's their focus. Now, we are obviously after the first year, you know, I think our club right now is in a position where not only do we want to, you know, contend for the playoffs and make the playoffs, but it's important to us to have a home playoff game. And that's kind of where our focus is. And there's so much between now and then. But we're really encouraged at the improvement across the board in all positions, special teams as well, with the entire roster. And, you know, the enthusiasm is there. You feel the enthusiasm from the fan support, which is really, really fun. And that has so much to do with success nowadays is fan support. You just look down here to see what's going on here tonight and how tremendous the support is for this organization. And that, you know, that helps with the enthusiasm, the emotion, the morale, and just perpetuate the winning attitude.
I love hearing you say home playoff game.
Yes, that's
not just playoffs, but a home playoff game.
A home playoff game is exactly where our focus is, but it's a step-by-step process.
What have you learned about St. Louis that maybe you didn't know prior to coming here?
You know, I really enjoyed I'm speaking not only on my behalf, but on behalf of the new players, but also the new coaches and everything. I just really love in St. Louis. Everybody, it's a great place to live. Family oriented, everybody enjoys where they're living, coming to work. You know, they're just you can't say enough about the town.
Ground ball to third, and Coach, we have heard just great things behind the scenes, watching you every Sunday. Love having you here in town.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity, and I'm really, really honored to be a part of this home run derby here so far.
Sounds good. Carried over on Sunday. Night, first 25,000 fans, 21 and over, get the third Stein in the championship series, celebrating the Cardinals' first World Series win. That was back in 1926. Friday, June 21st. Lance Berkman, Rangers in town. Cardinals.com/promotions. We need to keep Jeff Fisher in the booth. Instant offense.
He did very nicely. A couple of home runs.
Very nice man. Gotten a chance to meet him separate occasions away from football and sports. It could not be any nicer, more gracious, and he could coach.
Always love to be around football guys and talk about the differences between baseball and football in terms of the preparation and the mentality and the kind of the way you go about your business. And there's always similarities and there's always a few differences. Football guys get so amped up on game day when you're around them. They're glassy eyed and they're studying their playbook, and baseball guys got their hat on backwards and drinking a cup of coffee and spitting seeds on the floor 5 minutes before a game. It's just different.
You know, a part of baseball that to an extent catching up with football is all the video,
right,
and the tape. It's been a part of the football game for years, generations really. The reel-to-reel tape, play after play, and watching blocks, and now everything is recorded when you think about practice and certainly the games. Check swing on a breaking ball and did not go.
The life of an NFL coach does not include a lot of sleep, and it's getting more and more like that in baseball, with video being more available for coaches to check out the opponents coming up. And really the advanced scouting is not done by advanced scouts now, it's done by your coaching staff.
That's right. 2-2 is swung on and missed, and a strikeout for Shelby Miller. That strikeout number 7. Marco Gonzalez, left-handed pitcher out of Gonzaga. The first-round pick, 19th overall for St. Louis. And Dan Kantrovitz, the scouting director of the Cardinals, making that pick. Left-handed pitcher Marco Gonzalez. Cardinals talked about, again, 19th overall pick, not looking for, hey, we need to load up on a shortstop or second baseman, outfielder, whatever the case may be, but it was about the best player available at that time in the draft. Now, later rounds, the idea shifts to looking at your organization and saying, okay, we do need help with depth at this position or that position, but right now it's about taking that best player available.
Always love taking a left-handed pitcher who throws a fastball in the low 90s, and that's what Gonzalez does.
Strikeout from Miller. 3 things to know about first-round draft pick Marco Gonzalez, part of the Team USA rotation. Rick just mentioned that fastball, good athlete, also hits well. You find that a lot in the college game, where many times the top pitchers also serve as maybe a DH or first baseman.
They're allowing that more and more, and that's becoming, with the really elite athlete, kind of almost a bargaining chip for them when they pick what school they go to. At one time it was, I want to play 2 sports, will you have me? And now it's, for I think the real athlete that wants to hit. I went to my college coach after my freshman year and I said, I'm going to DH next year. And his response to me was, great, where are you transferring? That's exactly what he said to me.
Very quick, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he'd miss a beat.
And did he let you hit?
No.
Now later, Virginia a couple of years ago had a very good lefty and hitter. Danny Holtzen was a top 10 pick of the Seattle Mariners, I believe. Four of those 16 pitches that were 95 or better have been in this inning. Pitch count at 91 for Shelby Miller. And he strikes out the side. That's strikeout number 9 tonight for the young, hard-throwing right-hander Shelby Miller. Having quite a night. 2 hits, a home run, 9 Ks. St. Louis on top. News all season long. Stan McNeil tracking the Cardinals draft. You can read his analysis on FoxSportsMidwest.com. Stan, a longtime national baseball writer for the St. Louis-based Sporting News, and now we have him at FoxSportsMidwest.com along with Ben Fredrickson. So those two covering the team and doing a great job. Shelby Miller, how much longer will he go? Right-hander right now throwing in the Cardinals' pen. You know, this is the time when you think about trying to catch a break, curtail innings. This is the perfect time to do it. 92 pitches, in control of a 10-run lead. You buy yourself an inning here, inning there. Maybe it adds up to a start or two before the season is through to try to keep a young pitcher fresh.
You'd have to think having kind of a smiley conversation with one of your buddies means he is through. I would not be surprised.
Adams going the other way, slicing, and that ball is fair. The hit parade continues. And Matt Adams with a 3-run homer and now a leadoff double here in the bottom half of the 6th.
Two ways to swing the bat for Matt Adams. One is turn on it. Pitch middle in, turn on it, hit it a long way. This one, middle away, then hit it away. Both producing good results. A homer and a double.
David Freese hitless tonight. He's grounded out to third, called out on strikes, and then a walk, and came around to score. One thing we've noticed with David Freese, maybe you can explain this when I make this statement, hand staying inside the ball and letting the ball get a little bit deeper without jumping at it. That might be an example right there.
When you let your hands get too far away from your body by extending them, a lot of people mistakenly teach young kids to get their arms extended, thinking that that's going to give them power, like you want this big long swing with your arms kind of way away from your body, but you have to have your hands close to your body.
Ground ball to Hinsky
before you lose your power.
Adams advancing to third, and Descalso could have a couple of cracks at history tonight. He has a single opposite field to left field, a double off the wall in right, a 2-run homer, the triple away from the cycle. Outfield is deep and straight away.
If he gets a triple here, would not exactly be a natural cycle, but it'd be close. John Mabry has done that.
Mark Redzelanek. Mabry did it against Colorado. Redzelanek did it against Milwaukee at the old ballpark. One and two, second inning of work for the lefty Reynolds. Descalso hits a foul ball and a broken bat.
16 hits for the Cardinals, and what a difference a day makes. Cardinals beaten here last night 10-3. Diamondbacks with a 5-run 7th, a 3-run 8th to put that game out of reach. Goldschmidt, the big home run. The Cardinals have done nothing but hit here tonight.
Two balls and two strikes. Big gap in right center. Daniel waves at it and strikes out. Look at Adams down at third. He stays put, and there's 2 away. John Jay bounced into a double play. Single RBI, base hit into right, and struck out his last time up. And a breaking ball and a strike, 1-1 on John Jay. Carpenter and Freeze, the first pair of Cardinals teammates with at least 14-game hitting streaks at the same time. One has advanced that. That's Matt Carpenter, a pair of hits. Freeze still looking for his first. The last time that happened for St. Louis, 2 very good players, 1979, George Hendrick and Gary Templeton. 2-1 pitch.
The score as it is, there's a possibility that Mike Matheny might go to his bench a bit, and we might not see David Freese hit again here tonight.
Up and in. And to the backstop, but a favorable bounce for Arizona off the brick behind home plate and right back to Montero. So the wild pitch and a walk to Jay. And this will be Shelby Miller. So Shelby will hit for himself in this spot. And then we'll see if they make that change. Nice round of applause. Two for 3, the solo home run and a single. Remember, he came in hitless in this season, 0 for 22.
With a lot of strikeouts. But we saw last year that he could swing the bat. Didn't take him long to get a couple of hits.
Shelby rips it to the third baseman. Force play at second. And somehow they make the play. That's about the one time something positive has happened tonight for Arizona. They stay with the play, and it's 12-2. Rick, relax. It's just a promo. I know the music got you scared. Get out of my lap.
No, it's not scared. It's exciting.
I can't wait. Dusty, Cincinnati, Waino on the mound tomorrow night. Reds, Cardinals, first place. Love it.
That's why we chose that music.
You got it. Can't wait. Nicely done, that promo, and get you geared up. Seth Maness, our Chevy called to the pen for the St. Louis Cardinals in relief of Shelby Miller. One pitch and one away.
We've seen him do that before.
Something else, and this bullpen has been very good for St. Louis for the most part. And it all really coincided with a couple of moves. One, Mejica going out to that closer spot where he's been perfect. Boggs and Zipchinski trying to regroup down in the minor leagues and then having a chance to see these young guys emerge.
And I think Seth Maness coming in and filling that spot of a guy that can kind of get out of jams in the 7th inning, get ground balls, I think that kind of set other things up as well. Rosenthal was certainly being very effective in the 8th inning and has been all season long. But I think Maness has been a bit of a glue guy too, that you can count on in a close game. Picked up some victories out of that bullpen, and man, you just love the fact that he comes out throwing strikes.
0-2 pitch.
We had a shot as we came back from break, Dan, and you could see the sky here in downtown St. Louis. Really beautiful night. We have a good crowd here at the ballpark. Almost like a painting here downtown St. Louis, and the results have been as good as they could be.
Into left center and cut off by Jay. Jason Kubel on base for the first time. So if the Cardinals hold on, Shelby Miller picks up another win. And Shelby just sensational this season, especially at home. It would be win number 7, and it's our whiff package, and those strikeouts are starting to mount up as well.
And he does it with a couple of pitches. Starts out with a curveball. There's another one on a curveball. About 3 of them from Shelby Miller. Normally, when you look at the strikeouts of young Mr. Miller, mostly fastballs, but he really worked his other pitches in well here tonight.
Here's a ground ball up the middle and a base hit. And when you think about the hits that go against Seth Maness, it's a lot of ground balls that do that. You know, you don't mind seeing the ground ball, and a lot of times because of that sinker, he's getting those double plays.
You can live with that.
So back-to-back hits, and here's Cliff Pennington.
Talked a lot about his low walk total in the minor leagues in his minor league career, but the other thing he doesn't do very much is give up home runs. Keeping the ball in the infield, you're getting ground balls, you're throwing strikes.
With this big lead, it affords Mike Matheny the opportunity to get some of the bench guys in, keep them sharp. You think about the role of a manager and all the different things that go in to those decisions, and this is something that you think about. 10-run lead. How long do I stay with a Shelby Miller? Does Descalso have something going on here where I need to keep him in the game? Ty Wigington, can we put him out in the outfield? Tony Cruz, let's get him some time. Yachty off his feet, getting ready for a big series.
And all those decisions have been made, at least for now, with Wigington taking over for David Freese, who has a hit streak, which is another decision the manager has to at least be conscious of. Wigington takes over.
There's a fly ball into right, and that's Shane Robinson in right field. Run will score, and the throw comes into second. Diamondbacks will go station to station, trailing by 9 now. RBI for Pennington, his 12th of the season. 3 singles in a row as we take a look at the Twitter poll. 49% will vote for Bryce Harper, who's also on the DL, and our understanding is he's off to see Dr. James Andrews. That's never good news when you hear that.
Agreed.
Will Nieves will be the pinch hitter. He started here last night. Runners at first and second. And a fastball taken outside. 2-0. Try to slow down Seth Maness. Two-0 pitch.
Pretty good swing at that pitch by Nieves. Pitch up in the zone. Could we have a major league debut here tonight? We've had plenty of those this year, haven't we?
Amazing. It's been Martinez, Maness, Gast, Lyons, Waka, Butler, and soon to be Segrist.
And we're not counting Blasek in that because we just got to say hello to him. Never saw him on the field, but he was here.
Two-two pitch, and it's another ground ball, base hit into center. Run will score for Arizona. And that is 4 consecutive hits, all singles by the Diamondbacks here in the 7th inning. Cardinals draft and signed by the same team, and this just gives you an idea what the Cardinals have done on their current roster with 18. Amazing number, 18 signed and drafted by St. Louis.
And what does that tell a young player that gets a chance to sign a contract with the Cardinals in the 2013 draft? That if I play well, they're going to promote me, and if I keep getting promoted, eventually I could be in St. Louis wearing a big league uniform.
That'll be it for Seth Maness, or will it? Segrist, the lefty, is throwing in the pen. Cardinals leading 12-4. So he'll go with the lefty. It'll be a major league debut when we come back. Can't wait for this one, June 22nd. I'm bringing both my dogs down here to Busch Stadium. Purina Pet Food Bowl mat. 25,000 fans 16 and older receive a Cardinals food bowl mat to keep your furry friends' feeding area nice and tidy. That's Saturday, June 22nd. As you know, Rick, I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and twins that are 4.
I do.
Also a dog named Ricky, and I guess my wife felt we weren't quite busy enough, so we've added a puppy named Hank.
I'm really impressed you have a dog named Ricky, by the way. You do that just so you can kick the dog when you're mad at me?
I would let him lick me before you. He likes to lick me on my cheeks.
I'm not doing that, I promise you.
Well, Al, he feeds me ice cream.
That's between you two.
What do you bring to the table? May have to put Ricky's leash on Horton.
I'm just excited we're watching a major league debut, not to change the subject.
Travel bag and rolling up the tarmac on the bus with the Cardinals. Who's that? This is my pet Ricky. Horton. How you doing, Rick?
I couldn't be better. I like it when it's 12-4 Cardinals.
You bet. Here's Parham and Segrist, a strike at 93, his first pitch in the big leagues. Welcome to the majors.
Yeah, good live fastball. We talked about it in the open, and really excited to watch him pitch against left-handers, especially just 103 average against lefties. He'll have a couple here in the 7th. All kinds of excitement for this young man.
Mentioned those strikeouts. It's worth noting again, and an awful lot for this lefty. 44 and 27 2/3 time between AA and AAA. 40 first-round pick. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Someone in that draft room tonight who all about Kevin Segrist and sold the Cardinals and said, you know what, I know it's a 41st round pick, but let's take a flyer on this guy.
Raise your hand if you're the one drafted him. Come on, guys, raise your hand to make sure they were listening.
I don't blame them. They put it on mute. 1-2 the count on Parr.
Not the only one.
Like I said, I don't blame them. Now, you didn't expect somebody just to stand up right away and start waving.
Yes, I did.
Rick, it's me.
Yes, I did.
Some 73-year-old scout that's been doing it for 50 years, jumping up and down. Hey, Horton, I'm the guy.
I'm going to have to ask somebody, but there used to be bonuses involved when your guys made it to the big leagues for scouts. That was part of the deal for them. So assuming that's still the case, I would say let's look in that room one more time and see the biggest smile.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Parham, on its way. Off the glove of Descalso into left. Another base hit. That's 5 in a row for Arizona. 5 singles. Parr the base hit. 3-hit night for him.
Just lays the bat out, takes it the other way. Descalso was playing him to pull. The pitch was away. Tries to keep it in the infield. So another run charge to Seth Maness.
Big crowd tonight. 43,798. They've been entertained. 5 Cardinal home runs, 16 hits. Fastball and a strike. 93 from Segrist.
You can tell he has a live arm, has really good extension, Dan. He has a long arc backwards, up, and through the ball. It's not, definitely not a short arm delivery.
Strike 2. Didi Gregorius at the plate. Another fastball, and it's tapped foul. Gregorius had a bloop base hit into left field. Diamondbacks actually jumped out to a 2-run lead after a half inning. Also an infield hit that was back in the third and struck out in the sixth. That inning, Miller struck out the side. He wound up with 9 Ks tonight. 0-2 pitch.
Seagrass just needs to stop the momentum right here. 5 straight hits for Arizona. You mentioned, Dan, all singles. Cardinals have done their damage with the long ball tonight. A lot of offense here. 27 hits in this game. And we're only in the 7th.
0-2 pitch. Misses.
We should repeat the Cardinals' first round draft choice. We see that pitch just out of the strike zone. Marco Gonzalez from Gonzaga. 7-3 this season. Also hit over 300. He's the Cardinals' first round pick. Fastball in the low 90s. Changeup his best pitch. So congratulations to the young left-hander.
Here's a 2-2 with 1 out, runners at the corners. Foul back.
That's a pretty good 2-strike swings from Gregorius against Seagrass.
Well, he represents what would be the 8th run for Arizona. Then at that point, you're back to a 4-run lead, and it gets a little interesting. On the outside corner and a strikeout.
It's a moment he'll remember for a long time. Painting the outside corner. Ball gets thrown out. Mike Matheny grabs it in the Cardinals dugout, and that will go on his mantle.
You know, we had a couple shots of him when he was in the bullpen just looking around. You know, you go from Springfield and Memphis, and he spent a number of years in the minor leagues, to 43,000 plus and wearing that big league uniform. What a moment this must be for him, and all the hard work and the effort, the patience. It's paid off. He's made it to the big leagues. Pretty cool.
You know he's excited about it. You know his family is, his friends, high school teammates. I say that every time we see a rookie, which I've said it about 13 times this year, but I can't help but to think about that, Dan, that this is really a big moment for a lot of people.
Wainwright and Mike Leake was an interesting draft story himself from Arizona State. Jumped from Arizona State to the big leagues. 1-1 pitch to Eric Hinsky, one of the top pinch hitters in baseball. His second plate appearance, and he's in a spot normally occupied by Goldschmidt. Lead on that swing. 94. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Little giddy up on his fastball. The 2-2. Nice debut. He strikes out 2. Kevin Seagrass in his major league debut tonight. And this is a look at the hit speed on the 5 home runs. 5 of them. Adams, Holliday, Miller, Descalso, and Carpenter. That's right. Shelby Miller, 101 off his bat.
And let's revisit them a bit. Matt Holliday got us started. Matt Adams, Daniel Descalso, Shelby Miller, and everybody else named Matt has a home run. Why not me? Matt Carpenter.
Tony Sipp, second lefty out of the pen for Kirk Gibson. We are in the home half of the 7th, and this is Matt Carpenter, homered last time up, and Carpenter on the first pitch skies one towards left. 1 pitch, 1 away. So again, the Cardinals take a lefty out of Gonzaga tonight with their first pick in the Major League Baseball draft, as Tony Cruz will be the hitter. And with their second pick, Rob Kaminsky out of high school, lefty from St. Joseph Regional School, that's up east. Rob Kaminsky, their second pick of the first round and 28th overall. So a couple lefties.
Never have enough lefties.
Never have enough pitching either.
Well, the Cardinals continue to develop good pitching. Their staff at the minor league level, their scouts have picked some very talented young players that are bearing fruit now, 2013, and it's going to take a while for this draft to bear fruit, Dan, especially a high school kid that's drafted. We just heard his name. He registered with us, but it'll be 3 or 4 years down the road before the high school player, if he signs, would be ready for the big leagues in a normal progression.
The 2009 draft has already had, what, 6 players reach the major leagues for St. Louis.
But that's still 4 years away.
Yeah.
So you have to have a little patience.
1-2 on Tony Cruz. And Cruz lines it to first, and Hinske a nice play.
There are some moments of patience, too, when you're coaching these young players, these draft choices that first sign. And here's the step in the dive to the right, robbing Tony Cruz of a base hit. I mean, there are times where they get lost. You know they have ability, but they just can't pull it together yet. They're still trying to learn to live on their own as a professional. Okay, I was doing this in college, and I was studying, or I was doing it in high school, and I was going to class and going to the prom, and now I'm living on my own in some small town USA, getting paid to play this game. It's a different world for them, and it takes a while for them to adjust often.
Hinske makes the play off the bat of Ty Wigington, and we played 7 here at Busch Stadium. All Cardinals tonight. It's 12-5. The ball game tonight. Welcome back to baseball on Fox Sports Midwest. Let's go to our studio and Scott Warman, Bommarito Sports Update. All right, Scott, thanks. And big night for Houston. Last year, this year's draft may define some of those in that front office for the Houston Astros. Segrist in his debut struck out 2 last inning. Jump ahead to the top of the 8th, and it's Ross, Cody Ross, Wilson, and Kubel for Arizona. 12-5 St. Louis. A fastball in there for a strike.
No question he has a live arm. We've talked about how important it is for a bullpen, if possible, to have 2 left-handers. You would prefer it if you could get the guys you're comfortable with. And so an audition of sorts.
Foul back. Popped up, foul territory, and it's Adams. What a great deal on Cardinals tickets. Fill up at Phillips 66 with 8 gallons or more now until June 30th. You'll receive up to 50% off on a pair of tickets to a Cardinals home game. Visit cardinals.com/Phillips66.
Talked about drafting a player and then being patient with him. When Segrist was first signed by the Cardinals, he went to Batavia, actually his second season, his first full season in the minor leagues, and starting pitcher. Next year went back to Batavia again and had 16 walks in 21 innings. And you could have certainly said, well, maybe this guy's not going to have the command that's necessary, and yet they stuck with him. And the next year is ERA 1.1 in Quad Cities and continued to put up good numbers and just keeps getting better and better.
This is inside. Josh Wilson at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Five home runs for the Cardinals tonight. One of those hit from the pitcher's spot, Shelby Miller. Rick, home runs. And this is the first time in franchise history, and this dates back to 1921. The Cardinals 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 hitters have hit a home run in the same game. First time in Cardinals history. Research goes back to 1921.
It's a bit surprising to me.
And the Cardinals, also this odd number in order of home runs. The Cardinals, only National League team to do that. Only 3 American League teams have done that. So rather obscure, but yet of interest.
Certainly is, and this is a team really not noted for their home runs yet, but it's a team that is potentially a power team. There's more power from Holliday and Craig in terms of potential.
Second round pick, or the second pick for the Cardinals, 28th overall. Switch hitter plus curveball. Prize possession is a Sandy Koufax baseball card. Rob Kaminsky, the left-handed pitcher, and a high school pick. Dan Kantrovich is running the draft for the St. Louis Cardinals, director of scouting. Played in the Cardinals system as you get a look at Jason Kubel. And Dan, this was a big day for him a few years ago because he was drafted by his hometown team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Went to John Burroughs High School and then really suffered on that education front. You know, he went to Brown and then that wasn't good enough, so he got a master's degree in statistics from Harvard. But here's the thing, Rick. You can have all those degrees, but what really will advance you in your career is when you select Michael Wacha.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, he's in the big leagues.
So you have to get a little wisdom with that intelligence, and clearly he has. Trusted the right people, trusted his eyes, trusted what people have said about Michael Wacha, and disappointing outing for him his last time out. There's no question about that, but we'll see brighter days ahead for Michael Wacha.
Nice debut thus far. 4 strikeouts for the lefty. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. J.J. Putz is injured. Heath Bell has been closing games out. He'll come in with a 12-5 lead in favor of St. Louis here in the home half of the 8th.
Chevy call to the bullpen. Just have to assume that he hasn't had enough work to satisfy him and Kirk Gibson, so they'll give him the 8th just to get a little work in. He really has had a dramatic turnaround. Last time we saw him, we thought he was perhaps nearing the decline of his career. He really was having trouble getting anybody out and getting booed terribly in Phoenix. But with Putz's injury, been given that job again and has a number of saves and seems to have his curveball back, and we see it there. He could not get his curveball to break. He was just spinning it, and teams were just sitting on his fastball, and he's back to being a 2-pitch pitcher again.
Mark Appel, the right-hander, drafted #1 overall by Houston. He is a Houston native as Robinson strikes out, brings in Adams. All right, Rick, Nissan drive of the game, and we've got a lot of choices. 16 hits tonight for the Cardinals, 5 home runs, and this one from Shelby Miller.
Certainly deserving of our Nissan drive of the game. It deserved a curtain call as well. I would say our most surprising drive of the game.
Has to be. Came in hitless tonight. Could have gone with Matt Adams and his 3-run homer.
Well, Matt Holliday's shot got the Cardinals on the board and got them tied in this game. 2 early runs against Shelby Miller, and I think that home run, as important as any of them, for a different reason, give Shelby Miller a chance to believe that he was capable of winning this game, which he's in line to do.
Smokes one to center on a line, and it is caught by Pollock. Things have gotten very, and I mean very serious tonight here, Rick Horton. Cardinals have scored 6, so you know what that means.
I do.
Any size coffee, fountain, frozen drink, just 50 cents tomorrow at On the Run. And while you're there, be sure to stop on the Way Cafe for breakfast biscuits, hot dog sandwiches, and more, only at On the Run. Cardinals need a base hit from Freeze. Couple reasons. 1, to extend his hitting streak. 2, to give Descalso another chance at the cycle.
Rooting for both.
You're wondering how hard that ball that Adams hit, 101 miles per hour off the bat.
Keith Butler been very good out of the Cardinals bullpen. Funny how a guy's been here a week and he seems like he's been around a long time, because we have so many rookies coming up. Seth Maness seems like a veteran.
Right.
Shelby Miller,
10-year vet.
the old guy.
Yeah. Check swing. Freeze held up that swing. After tonight's ball game, we head to Cincinnati. First of 3 tomorrow night on the air, St. Louis time, 5:30.
Mentioned it about Shelby Miller, Dan, but the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced it's true that Shelby Miller's success at this big league level has helped many of the other young players as they come to the big leagues, feeling like, well, he can do it, so can I.
Freeze, little floater. Hitting streak is continued. David Freeze now at 16 in a row.
You got your first wish. Jammed a bit, but you talked about hands inside the ball. Had he cast his arms out and extended his arms straight and tried to hit that pitch, he'd have got jammed even worse. But he kept his hands in and was able to pick up a hit. Now, time for the triple that you are wishing for.
Single, double, home run. How about the triple? And that's not going to do it. That's a check swing and into the seats off the bat of Descalso. Ian Kennedy, 13 hits, 10 runs, 3 home runs in 4 innings. It's the worst outing statistically of his career. Found it interesting the other day that people were talking about all-time RBI record. being within reach for Miguel Cabrera. If you look at the numbers, some of these guys getting to 25 wins potentially. 0-2 pitch, and it just makes that 56 game hitting streak look all the more impressive when you watch how tough it is for David Freese to get to 16 games. That's the one that may not be broken. So Ian Kennedy, statistically, one of his worst nights. Check on the catcher. They've taken a ball to the mask and gotten his nose. It's Will Nieves, who is still in the game. But think about that, Rick. 56 game hitting streak. And then the other part that maybe complicates it for these modern day players, the specialization in the game too. You know, the way that a bullpen is used. Now the emergence of a closer. 8th inning man, 7th inning man. And they're all coming in with specialty pitches and throwing 95.
Fresh pitchers,
right,
all night long. Not a guy that's probably going to throw a complete game. And there were times where a starting pitcher, if we can't go back and do it, but check the velocities of guys that pitch in the 40s, 50s, 60s. What those starting pitchers were throwing from inning 1 through 3 and inning 7 through 9. It was always a standard thing that you would lose your fastball. Now you'd start pitching, and that was part of pitching. So you're not throwing like 90 or 92 anymore. You're throwing 85, but you're not done yet just because you're throwing 85. But if a pitcher today loses 2 or 3 miles on their velocity, we start worrying about it. Michael Wacha's velocity was down a tad after the first inning in his second start, and it's Panicsville.
Yeah.
But that used to be the norm.
Here it is, the 3-2, and Descalso draws a walk. So Daniel on base 4 times tonight, the 3 hits and a walk. Talked about top pick and Bryce Harper going to see James Andrews, noted famed doctor, and Harper. It's amazing, but they are 4-11 when he is not in the lineup, so difference maker in that regard. Strasburg dealing with shoulder and back issues. 1-0 pitch. John Jay at the plate with 2 runners on. Found it interesting that Kirk Gibson would go with Heath Bell, and now you have a scenario that any manager doesn't want to see. You've got the quote-unquote closer in right now, but getting closer to that 20 pitch count, and
that's kind of a magical number for me. If he gets 20 pitches, you know, that's getting your work in.
He's going to get it then. 19.
And then he's going to be breathing a little easier. You're Kirk Gibson.
The Butler did it.
99th in St. Louis. Coming up after the game on the post-game edition of Missouri Lottery Cardinals Live, Scott Warman and Al Roboski are at Lumiere Place. The Cards break out the long ball. They'll recap the Cards' power surge. Shelby Miller, part of the home run derby, also razor sharp on the mound. They'll break down his night, plus Mike Matheny's post-game thoughts as well. Mike Matheny probably very happy with this one. We head back to the booth, and Dan and Rick, guys.
All right, thank you very much. And Butler is into the ball game. He's been in the back end of games as a closer in the minor leagues. And Butler with a couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, and the 0 ERA in his 3 appearances.
Kevin Segrist was outstanding. Fun to watch. Butler's been fun to watch too. He's got a low arm delivery, good changeup. Seems to be a guy that just attacks the zone. High fives all the way around. Why not?
And 13 strikeouts between Shelby Miller and Segrist. This lineup has produced 5 home runs. And there's a ground ball that's hit to third. You look ahead to tomorrow. Cardinals, Reds, Wainwright on the mound, hit streaks on the line. Looking forward to it. Baseball brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer, Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. At the plate, Cliff Pennington. Home runs tonight. 2-run homer by Holliday in the first. Saw a home run by Adams, Descalso, Shelby Miller, Matt Carpenter. Cardinals with 17 base hits. We kicked Ricky out of the booth. We said, Jeff Fisher, welcome in. Everything exploded. Offensively, the Cardinals went crazy. Ricky comes back. Arizona gets a few runs.
I was here for the 8, you remember.
You were in the back, right?
No, I was here. He was in for the 2. I know it was a long time ago, Dan.
Again, I've been corrected by the great Ricky H. 49.
Not the first time, and it won't be the last.
Simply wasn't listening to you again. For that, Rick, I apologize.
Accepted.
But we'll be back at it tomorrow.
Yes, we will. Pretty important road trip for the Cardinals, too. They have played so well on the road. We've talked about it. Best road team in baseball, 20-9.
And that's a base hit up the middle. Turn to our player of the game. Shelby Miller, brought to you by Budweiser, came into this ball game tonight with 21 2/3 scoreless baseball at home. That is a stop tonight, but you love to see the 9 strikeouts, no walks, a couple of hits, including a home run.
I believe John Costello had the longest home scoreless inning streak for the Cardinals.
Ever?
I believe that's the case. And if it's not, John Costello will be happy that I said it anyway.
Was it for rookies or was it all time? It's a fly ball into right. Robinson won't get it.
Have to be rookies at the start of the season.
One hops over the wall, so a ground rule double for Will Nieves. Has a pair of hits tonight. Cardinals on that road trip. We'll see Cincinnati this weekend. Off day on Monday. Then we'll head to New York. That may have saved a run right there, as Butler now dealing with runners at second and third instead of Just a man at second or third and a run scored.
Most consecutive scoreless innings at home as a Cardinal rookie since 1974. I'll amend that. But the answer was John Costello at 22.1. Shelby Miller was just an inning behind him with an active streak.
Also on that list of one of the funniest human beings ever to wear a Cardinal uniform, John Costello. That guy is hilarious, and Ricky wants me to talk about him. 1984.
I thought you were going to talk about me.
No.
Being one of the funniest guys you know.
No, it's not going to go there.
No, John Costello. He is.
Your humor's a little different than John's.
He is. Yeah, yeah, I'll say. At the fantasy camp that we do in Florida, he is an absolute hit. Everybody loves John Costello. Good friend, and he could certainly do stand-up. The late night stand-up, like the after 11 o'clock.
Well, I would say it's got to be late night stand-up and probably cable television.
I would say so. We had him on the Bird is the Word show with Jim Hayes on the pregame show, and I was a little concerned of where he might go.
So a walk and the base is loaded.
Mike Matheny and Derek Lilliquist would have preferred a little more simple ninth inning for Keith Butler, but they'll find out something about him here. Bases loaded, one out. Doesn't really seem to get too rattled. Seems to have really good mound presence. Let's see if he can stop these runs from scoring.
Gregorius swing and a miss, and now Mejica is up in a 12-5 lead for St. Louis. Changeup from Butler.
Mejica threw 2 innings on Tuesday. And he also pitched on Monday.
In the dirt, blocked by Cruz. Nicely done.
Sure was. I must say I'm a little surprised that Mejica is up. Cardinals are really one reliever short because of using Joe Kelly, being forced to do that because of the doubleheader.
Another changeup out in front, and Cruz gives it a look in the green seats. Three-game series with the Mets after the off day on Monday. I'm not sure if we're going to see Matt Harvey. We missed him when the Mets came through. And then we'll be in Miami next weekend.
Nine-game road trip. Like to be at least 5-4. Be happy with 6-3. Ecstatic with 7-2. But the games you really want to win are the games at Cincinnati. For some reason, I know they only count as one, but they feel like they count more.
You bet. 2-2 pitch with the bases loaded. Butler to Gregorius. Popped up again and out of play. Some amazing crowds the Cardinals had on this homestand.
Oh, yeah.
Had the midday, midweek games with Kansas City sold out. Over 43,000 tonight here against Arizona. 2-2. Pretty good battle here.
Second at bat in a row where I've been impressed with this young shortstop and his ability to have good 2-strike swings. Ended up striking out against Segrist in the 7th, but he had some good swings.
And the 2-2 pitch.
How about a ground ball?
Walked him. Well, the last thing that Mike Matheny wanted to do is go to his bullpen. May give Butler one more. Derek Lilliquist, the Cardinals pitching coach. He himself a top pick years ago.
One of the things going on right now with both Derek Lilliquist and Mike Matheny is the reality that you've got a young pitcher out there that you don't want to lose. And you don't want to lose him. Forget the runs, forget the game. We know the score, you're up by 6. But you don't want the negative experience to be compounded. And what the Cardinals did yesterday to Michael Clado was necessary. You needed to have multiple innings out of Clado, which he did admirably. Continue to just do what he could do, even though he was not sharp and took his lumps and got sent back to AAA. But that's not really the development process that you're expecting for Keith Butler.
Misses outside. Crowd a little bit restless now.
Missing a lot to the arm side. He has that low 3/4 delivery, and he's just kind of leaving it out there, and it's staying off the plate away.
Hinske is 0 for 2 and ahead 2 balls and no strikes. You can see that Butler really feeling a little pressure right now, even though it's a big lead, but trying to show what he can do.
There's no question you're feeling it.
The 2-0 pitch. 3-0.
The thing you have to do is relax, don't squeeze the baseball, and those are two things that are really tough not to do. You start to squeeze it just a little bit more, and then you have a little less feel when you squeeze it. Feel the tension in your arm and your body and your shoulders, instead of just throwing it nice and easy.
And he walked him. And the last thing that Mike Matheny wanted to do, go to Edward Mujica. Not only just to bring him in the game, but just to even have him get up and throw in the bullpen. That's going to be it for the Butler man. Double switch here from Mike Matheny. Mujica coming on when we come back. 12-7. Tying run on deck, so Mejica comes in 17 for 17 in the save opportunities.
Don't often see this kind of save situation. Bases loaded in the ninth. It's a 5-run lead. Mejica started out throwing just slowly in the bullpen, just hoping that, and the Cardinals hoping that Keith Butler could find the zone, but just in case he couldn't, Mejica ready to go, and then he started working faster in that bullpen, and he's ready to face Willie Bloomquist.
Well, the 5 home runs hit by the Cardinals, you have to go back to 2005, Busch Stadium 2, middle of June. Last time that they did that. They've hit 5 tonight. In the air out to center field. With room, does he have it? Yes, Jay. Bloomquist gave it a ride. 2 runners tag up. Ooh.
Yeah.
That gets your attention.
I'll say. First ball hitting is Bloomquist, gets a pitch up and away and drives it to the deepest part of the ballpark. Not much room between John Jay and that center field wall. Sacrifice fly. Mejica 1 out away from his 18th save in 18 tries.
Josh Wilson, the final hope for Arizona. And the Cardinals hit the 5 home runs, the 17 hits that they have, and then you look up 13 hits by Arizona and 8 runs. The Cardinals, if they can hold on, it'll be the 12th series in which they've either split or won in a row. They haven't lost a series for 12 consecutive. One ball and 2 strikes.
Been a sloppy game in some ways, Dan, and I know it would be exciting if Jason Kubel were at the plate as the tying run, but I just as soon not see that.
1-2 pitch. Cardinals trying to hold on for Shelby Miller, give him his 7th win. It would be win number 39 for St. Louis. Add to their best record in the game. Got him. Mejica comes in. And that's all she wrote. A fly ball. The strikeout. Big night for Daniel Descalso and Matt Adams, Matt Carpenter in this lineup. 17 hits. Cardinals win at 12-8.
Long game. A lot of hits. A lot of home runs for St. Louis. Flexing their muscles, Shelby Miller, 6 solid innings, picks up his 7th victory of the season.
And with that, we're off to the post-game show. Mejica now perfect in that save department with number 18.